Mountain News, first at 4, continues.
Located on the Hazard Community and Technical College campus, the Challenger Center has been a source of inspiration in Eastern Kentucky for more than 20 years. Now, WYMT's Zach Hawk takes a look at a new experience at the center.
2 years ago, the team here at the Challenger Center of Kentucky applied for a grant to help modernize this facility. After approval and more than $1 million, they are now ready to launch a new exhibit. Moon, Mars, and beyond will take groups on a lunar journey complete with a fully functional robotics station, a shuttle and command center mission, and demonstrations that will coincide with the upcoming NASA Artemis missions. Officials at the center say this experience is one of a kind for a rural setting.
There are plenty of cities that don't have what we have here, right here in the mountains. And if we can bring that inspiration and that excitement for STEM and STEAM education, it would be worth every second of it.
While things are still under construction here at the center, officials say that they will be ready for a full demonstration by the end of the month. In Hazard, Zach Hawk, WYMT Mountain News.
Officials at the Challenger Center of Kentucky are always looking to host student groups and inspire the next generation in STEM fields. Today at Betsy Lane Elementary in Floyd County, students were wearing plenty of pink. The school celebrated a Pink Out Day in honor of Susan Green, a teacher who recently had a battle with breast cancer. Today was Green's first day back in class with her students and the support shown by all those at Betsy Lane, and that left Mrs. Green thankful to be part of the Bobcat family.
You know that you're close to these people, but then when you have something like this that happens and they're really there for you, it's just overwhelming. The feeling that these people really are there. When they say they are, they will be.
Many of the faculty and staff say Green is a vital part of the school in her role as a special education teacher, and all of the students seemed excited to have her back in class. We'll have more from Betsy Lane Elementary coming up at 5:30.
And we did see some sunshine earlier today, but clouds working back in from south to north through the area today. That's ahead of more showers on the way in. I-64 camera at Moorhead this afternoon. You actually see we started out with plentiful sunshine and just a few of those fair weather clouds, but those high clouds working in. You see down into Mount Vernon along Interstate 75. Yeah, we've got the overcast with us. Bit of a dreary afternoon and evening, though the showers at this point few and far between, but they're not far away. Temperatures for the most part into the middle to upper 70s if you're along and north of the Highway 80 Hal Rogers Parkway corridor. South of it, upper 60s to low 70s. That's because we're seeing that cloud cover stream in. You see that from south to north. We've had a few showers work through, but we're still getting the atmosphere kind of saturated enough to see plenty of that rainfall work through. So we will see showers and storms continue and even increase as we head later on into the night. Middle 60s for overnight lows, with some of that fog out there as well. Plenty of rain chances, though, still left in the forecast, and I'll have the details on that coming up in just a bit. Steve?
Evan, thank you. Well, you probably noticed those stink bugs are back, and they are creeping closer to our homes. During the summer, they are agricultural pests that feed on crops and other vegetation. But once temperatures cool down, this species will begin to move towards homes and businesses looking for warmth and areas to stay for the winter. But there are ways to help prevent them from getting in your home.
Sealing cracks and crevices, making sure your doors seal well, your window screens are tight and the screens are intact. Maybe putting screens on top of your chimney. Screening your ventilators at the top of your eaves. These are all things we can do to fortify our homes.
Well, some good news, they are likely not duplicating in or around your home. They're just looking for that warm space, so once temperatures do get warmer, they'll eventually leave on their own. Many roads in the famed canal-based city of Venice were underwater earlier today. Heavy rain sent the canals up and over into popular tourist areas like St. Mark's Square. While there are flood barriers, the rain was not quite enough to activate them, so instead walkways were set up for people to cross the square and the rest of the city without getting their feet wet. The flooding is often caused by a number of factors, including rising sea levels and a sinking foundation. And moving from Italy to France, Catholic bishops there are asking for forgiveness following the explosive results of a recent investigation. The report estimates more than 215,000 minors were sexually abused by clergy in the French Catholic Church throughout the past 70 years. The figures are based on research after the commission spent 2.5 years listening to victims through an open hotline and studying church court and police archives. The head of a group representing victims called Catholic Church leaders a, quote, disgrace to humanity. Most of the victims were boys between the ages of 10 and 13. A former Facebook employee turned whistleblower testified before Congress about how she believes the social media platform harms young people. CBS's Skylar Henry reports from Capitol Hill.
They're paying for their profits right now with our safety.
Frances Haugen testified before a Senate subcommittee Tuesday about the need for greater oversight and transparency of Facebook.
The choices being made inside of Facebook are disastrous for our children, for our public safety.
The whistleblower worked as a product manager on Facebook's civic integrity team, but left the company earlier this year.
Regularly, integrity actions, projects that were hard fought by the teams trying to keep us safe, are undone by new growth projects.
Haugen told lawmakers Facebook and Instagram use algorithms to target teens, exposing them to dangerous content that could make them develop eating disorders.
Facebook understands that if they want to continue to grow, they have to find new users. And the way they'll do that is by making sure that children establish habits before they have good self-regulation.
By hooking kids.
By hooking kids.
Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are united in condemning Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg and vowed to enact reforms.
Here's my message for Mark Zuckerberg. Your time of invading our privacy, promoting toxic content, and preying on children and teens is over.
Facebook pushed back against Haugen's testimony in a statement, saying they don't agree with her characterization of the many issues she testified about.
If Facebook wants to discuss their targeting of children, I am extending to you an invitation to step forward, be sworn in, and testify.
The company says it agrees it's time to create standard rules for the internet and has called on Congress to act. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Haugen also has filed complaints with federal authorities alleging that Facebook's own research shows that it amplifies hate, misinformation, and political unrest, but the company hides what it knows. The FAA says incidents involving unruly airline passengers are at their highest level in months. More issues were reported in the last week than any week since July 20th. A majority of the disruptions, 72%, were over the federal transportation mask mandate. More than 4,600 incidents have been reported so far this year. The FAA says it has zero tolerance policy for unruly passengers. Coming up on First at 4, as many restaurants deal with worker shortages, some have turned to technology in the form of robot workers.
And we're keeping a close eye on our local cameras and pinpoint Doppler with those showers starting to move in. We'll have the very latest straight ahead.